Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into the exciting Week 10 matchup between the Houston Texans and the Detroit Lions. The Texans come into this game with a record of 6 wins and 3 losses after their recent performance, while the Lions are riding high at 7 wins and 1 loss following an impressive victory. As we break down this matchup, we'll analyze key player stats, potential injuries, and what this game means for both teams as they strive for playoff positioning. Make sure to stick around for all the insights. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more football insights and updates. Make sure to stick around for all the insights. Now we're diving into the latest performance of the Houston Texans as they gear up for their Week 10 matchup against the Detroit Lions. Let's break down their last 5 matches to see how they've fared. Week 9, Jets vs. Texans. In their most recent outing on October 31st, the Texans faced off against the New York Jets. Unfortunately, it was a tough loss for Houston, ending the game at 13-21. This setback snapped their winning streak and brought their record to 6-3. Week 8, Texans vs. Colts. Before that, on October 27th, the Texans secured a narrow victory against the Indianapolis Colts, winning 23-20. This match demonstrated their resilience and ability to perform under pressure, helping them improve to a record of 6-2. Week 7, Texans vs. Packers. However, their performance was inconsistent in Week 7, where they fell short against the Green Bay Packers, losing 22-24 on October 20th. This loss was particularly disappointing, as they had the opportunity to clinch the game late. Week 6, Texans vs. Patriots. Prior to that, the Texans had a standout performance against the New England Patriots on October 13th, dominating the game with a decisive 41-21 victory. This match was crucial for their momentum, showcasing their offensive capabilities. Week 5, Texans vs. Bills. To kick off this recent stretch, the Texans played against the Buffalo Bills on October 6th, winning 23-20. This game set the tone for their season, as they proved they could compete against tough opponents. Conclusion: as the Texans prepare to take on the Lions next, they'll need to build on their successes and learn from their setbacks. What are your predictions for the upcoming game? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates and analysis. Now let's take a closer look at their last 5 matches that led them to this impressive standing. Week 9, Lions 24, Packers 14, win. In a crucial NFC North rivalry game, the Lions secured a strong victory over the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field. With a solid defensive performance, they limited the Packers to just 14 points, showcasing their ability to perform under pressure. Week 8, Lions 52, Titans 14, win. Back at home, the Lions delivered an offensive explosion against the Tennessee Titans, racking up an impressive 52 points. This match highlighted their offensive prowess, with multiple players stepping up to contribute to the scoreboard. Week 7, Lions 31, Vikings 29, win. This nail-biter against the Minnesota Vikings saw the Lions fight tooth and nail for a narrow victory. With a last-minute touchdown, they edged out their rivals, proving their resilience and ability to finish strong in critical moments. Week 6, Lions 47, Cowboys 9, win. The Lions dominated the Dallas Cowboys, showcasing a stellar performance on both sides of the ball. Their defense suffocated the Cowboys' offense while the Lions' offense clicked on all cylinders, leading to a lopsided victory. Week 4, Lions 42, Seahawks 29, win. In this high-scoring affair against the Seattle Seahawks, the Lions maintained control of the game with a balanced attack. Their ability to adapt and exploit the Seahawks' weaknesses was key to their success. Conclusion: the Detroit Lions have demonstrated impressive form heading into Week 10. With strong performances across these 5 games, they are definitely a team to watch as they face off against the Houston Texans. Now we're diving into key players from the Houston Texans as they gear up to face the Detroit Lions. C.J. Stroud, quarterback. First up is C.J. Stroud. In his rookie season, he has made a significant impact, playing in 9 games with 188 completions on 296 attempts, leading to 2,139 passing yards. He has thrown 11 touchdowns and just 4 interceptions, resulting in a passer rating of 91.9. Stroud also adds a dual-threat element with 31 rushing attempts for 143 yards. His ability to both pass and run will be pivotal against the Lions. Dameon Pierce, running back. Next is running back Dameon Pierce. He's been a consistent force in the backfield, rushing 145 times for 691 yards this season, averaging 4.8 yards per carry and scoring 4 touchdowns. Pierce's ability to establish the run will be vital in keeping the Lions' defense off balance. Tank Dell, wide receiver. Now let's highlight Tank Dell, who has quickly become a favorite target for Stroud. In 9 games, he's made 40 receptions for 675 yards, averaging 16.9 yards per catch, and scored 4 touchdowns. Dell's speed and agility make him a deep threat that can stretch the field. Nico Collins, wide receiver. Nico Collins is another key receiver. Also in 9 games, he has 36 receptions for 575 yards, averaging 16.0 yards per reception and recording 3 touchdowns. Collins' ability to make contested catches will be crucial for converting key third downs. Dalton Schultz, tight end. Lastly, we can't overlook Dalton Schultz. He has 32 receptions for 330 yards and 2 touchdowns this season. His versatility as a tight end, able to block and catch, adds depth to the Texans' offense. In conclusion, the Texans have a strong lineup as they face the Lions. C.J. Stroud's dual threat ability, Dameon Pierce's rushing power, and the dynamic receiving trio of Tank Dell, Nico Collins, and Dalton Schultz will be key to their success. As both teams gear up for this pivotal game, let's take a closer look at the top key players for the Lions who are crucial to their success. Jared Goff, quarterback. First up, we have Jared Goff, who has been exceptional this season. With 1,840 passing yards, a remarkable 74.9% completion percentage, and 14 touchdowns, Goff's performance has solidified his role as a leader on the field. His ability to read defenses and make quick decisions will be vital against the Texans' defense. Amon-Ra St. Brown, wide receiver. Next, we can't overlook Amon-Ra St. Brown. With 48 receptions for 464 yards and 6 touchdowns, he has emerged as Goff's favorite target. His knack for creating separation and making big plays will be essential in moving the chains and scoring points. Jahmyr Gibbs, running back. In the backfield, Jahmyr Gibbs has been a dual threat, rushing for 656 yards with an impressive 6.4 yards per carry and adding another 165 receiving yards. His versatility as a runner and receiver makes him a key player to watch, as he can exploit mismatches in the Texans' defense. David Montgomery, running back. Another vital piece of the Lions' offense is David Montgomery. He has amassed 488 rushing yards and 7 touchdowns, contributing significantly to the Lions' ground game. His physical running style and ability to punch in touchdowns will be crucial, especially in the red zone. Aiden Hutchinson, defensive end. Lastly, we have defensive standout Aiden Hutchinson. With 19 total tackles and 7.5 sacks, he has become a force on the defensive line. His pressure on the quarterback can disrupt the Texans' offensive rhythm, making him a player to keep an eye on throughout the game. Conclusion. As the Lions prepare to face off against the Texans, these 5 players will play a pivotal role in determining the outcome. With Goff leading the offense and Hutchinson anchoring the defense, the Lions have the tools necessary to secure a victory. Now let's move on to the latest injury report of Team Houston Texans. Azeez Al-Shaair, linebacker. Azeez Al-Shaair is currently out due to a knee injury. As a key component of the Texans' defensive unit, Al-Shaair's ability to diagnose plays and execute tackles effectively will be missed. The Texans anticipate his return on November 10th, which would bolster their defense for upcoming games. Will Anderson, defensive end. Will Anderson is listed as questionable with an ankle injury. He has emerged as a standout rookie, providing valuable pressure on quarterbacks this season. His participation in practice will be vital in determining his availability for the Lions game. If he cannot play, the Texans' pass rush could face significant challenges. Nico Collins, wide receiver. Nico Collins is currently on injured reserve with a hamstring injury. Collins has been a reliable target in the passing game, and his absence will require other wide receivers to step up. His projected return is set for November 10th, but until then, the Texans will need to adjust their offensive strategy. Dameon Pierce, running back. Dameon Pierce is inactive for the upcoming game due to a groin injury. As an essential part of the Texans' rushing attack, Pierce's speed and strength will be missed on the field. The backup running backs will need to carry the load against a tough Lions defense in his absence. Jimmy Ward, safety. Safety Jimmy Ward is also listed as inactive due to a groin issue. His experience and leadership in the secondary are crucial for the Texans, and without him, the team may struggle to contain big plays from the Lions' offense. The team is evaluating his status, and updates will be monitored closely. Conclusion: injuries are an unfortunate reality in football, but they can significantly alter the landscape of a game. The Texans will need to be strategic in how they manage these challenges, especially against a strong opponent like the Lions. Stay tuned for further updates leading up to the game, as player statuses can change quickly. As the Detroit Lions prepare for their Week 10 matchup against the Houston Texans, the team is navigating through some key injuries that could impact their performance. Malcolm Rodriguez, linebacker. Rodriguez is out with an ankle injury, which he suffered during practice last week. His absence will be felt, especially in the linebacking core, as he has been a solid contributor on defense. Josh Paschal, defensive lineman. Paschal is also ruled out due to illness, having missed practice this week. His presence on the defensive line will be missed, particularly in run defense against a formidable Texans offense. Graham Glasgow, offensive lineman. Glasgow is listed as questionable with a knee injury but participated fully in practice. His potential return could bolster the offensive line, providing protection for quarterback Jared Goff and aiding the run game. Penei Sewell, offensive tackle. Sewell is another key player listed as questionable. He has been a standout on the offensive line, and his availability will be crucial for both pass protection and establishing the run game. Frank Ragnow, center. Ragnow is out due to rest, but he remains a vital part of the Lions' offensive line. His absence could affect the offensive line's cohesion, especially against a tough Texans front. Conclusion: the injury report for the Detroit Lions reveals several key players who may not be at full strength for their upcoming game against the Houston Texans. With Malcolm Rodriguez and Josh Paschal out, the defense faces challenges, while the offensive line's health will be critical for Jared Goff's protection. The Lions will need to adapt their game plan based on the availability of these players to maintain their competitive edge in this crucial matchup. Let's dive into Houston's key stats and strategies and how they might impact this important matchup. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth NFL coverage. Offense. The Texans' offense has shown balanced productivity this season. With a total of 3,132 yards so far, they average 5 yards per play over 624 plays. This versatility, led by rookie quarterback C.J. Stroud, has allowed Houston to compete consistently by keeping opponents guessing between the run and the pass. This offensive balance will be critical as they take on a strong Lions defense. Defense. On defense, the Texans have allowed an average of 22.2 points per game, which ranks them around the middle of the pack. However, they excel in pass defense, giving up just 167.4 passing yards per game, a stat that will be tested against Detroit's potent passing attack. If the Texans can tighten up their run defense, which currently allows 114.2 rushing yards per game, they'll have a better shot at limiting Detroit's balanced offense. Passing. In the passing game, quarterback C.J. Stroud has been instrumental for Houston's success. He's thrown for 2,231 yards across 9 games, averaging a solid 7.2 yards per attempt. Stroud's ability to distribute the ball has kept opposing defenses on their heels, as receivers like Tank Dell and Nico Collins have contributed significantly. Stroud's playmaking in the air will be key if the Texans are to exploit any gaps in Detroit's secondary. Rushing. Running back Dameon Pierce leads the Texans' ground game with 1,138 rushing yards this season, averaging 4.4 yards per carry. Pierce's consistency on the ground helps maintain offensive balance, making the Texans less predictable and allowing them to control the game clock when necessary. Against a tough Detroit run defense, Pierce's contributions will be vital in setting up manageable situations for the Texans' offense. Conclusion. Overall, the Texans are showing a well-rounded approach, but they'll face a big challenge from the Lions' strong, versatile defense. Their ability to execute in each area, offense, defense, passing, and rushing, will likely determine the outcome of this matchup. Now let's take a closer look at their key stats for the 2024 season. Offense. The Lions have demonstrated a formidable offensive unit, amassing a total of 2,957 yards this season, averaging 5.9 yards per play. They excel in the rushing game, tallying 1,221 rushing yards from 248 attempts, which translates to an average of 4.9 yards per carry. Key contributors in this area include Jahmyr Gibbs, who has rushed for 656 yards, and David Montgomery, contributing 488 rushing yards, with both players each scoring 7 rushing touchdowns. Defense. On the defensive side, the Lions have made 330 total tackles this season, alongside 20 sacks and 11 interceptions. A standout performer, Kirby Joseph, has been a key player in the secondary, notching 6 interceptions and helping the defense secure crucial turnovers. Passing. In the passing department, the Lions have recorded 1,892 passing yards, completing 164 passes at a 63.2% completion rate. Quarterback Jared Goff has been particularly effective, throwing for 16 touchdowns while maintaining a low interception rate with only 4 picks. His primary receiver, Amon-Ra St. Brown, leads the team with 48 receptions, totaling 464 receiving yards and 6 touchdowns. Rushing. The Lions' rushing attack remains a strong asset, with an overall rushing total of 1,221 yards. This is a crucial factor in their ability to control the game pace and maintain offensive momentum. The combination of Gibbs and Montgomery provides a powerful 1-2 punch, making it difficult for opposing defenses to predict their plays. Conclusion. With a well-rounded offensive strategy and a strong defensive presence, the Detroit Lions are in a solid position as they approach their matchup against the Houston Texans. Their effectiveness in both the air and on the ground, combined with their defensive capabilities, will be critical for their success in this game. With both teams looking to solidify their playoff hopes, this game promises to be a thriller. Let's break down the key aspects that could influence the outcome, including favorites, odds, spreads, money lines, and predictions. Favorites. Starting off, the Detroit Lions are the favorites in this matchup. Their impressive performance throughout the season has positioned them as a formidable opponent, boasting a record that speaks to their capabilities on the field. With a strong roster and a high-powered offense, they are expected to take the win against the Texans. Odds. Let's take a closer look at the odds. Spread. The Lions are set at -3.0, meaning they are favored to win by at least 3 points. On the flip side, the Texans are at +3.0, indicating they can cover this spread by either winning the game or losing by fewer than 3 points. These numbers reflect how the teams are expected to perform based on their recent matchups and overall season statistics. Money line. Now, moving on to the money line. For the Lions, the odds are at -169. This means if you were to place a bet of $169, you would win $100 if the Lions come out on top. On the other hand, the Texans are sitting at +142. A $100 bet on them would yield a profit of $142 if they manage to pull off the upset. These moneyline odds illustrate the perceived likelihood of each team winning outright, further emphasizing the Lions' status as favorites. Total points. Next, we have the over-under, set at 49 points. This figure suggests that analysts expect a relatively high-scoring game, given both teams' offensive capabilities. With the Lions averaging about 32.3 points per game, it aligns with their explosive style of play. Picks. When it comes to picks, many betting experts are leaning towards the Lions to cover the spread of -3.0. Their offensive firepower and recent performances have led analysts to believe they can secure a comfortable victory against the Texans, who will need to strengthen their defense to stay competitive. Predictions. As for predictions, the matchup will likely hinge on how well the Texans can defend against the Lions' dynamic offense. The Lions have shown they can score from anywhere on the field, making it crucial for the Texans to tighten their defensive strategies. Analysts anticipate that this game could be a showcase of the Lions' offensive strength against the Texans' defensive tactics. Conclusion. As we look forward to this Week 10 clash, the current odds favor the Detroit Lions, reflecting their solid season and offensive capabilities. Whether you're placing a bet or just enjoying the game, this matchup has the potential for high drama and excitement. Thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. Your support means a lot to us and helps us deliver more timely videos and in-depth analysis. Every like and share enables us to enhance our resources and continue providing accurate insights. Stay tuned for more updates, and we'll see you in the next video.